The Thai king Bhumibol and the beautiful Sirikit loved each other with all their hearts. They ascended the throne together and ruled the country successfully. But many years later, a scandal occurred, the most famous one in this royal family. Bhumibol's wife began openly cheating on the Thai emperor, her husband, with the royal guard. But do you know what the king himself did when he found out about his wife's betrayal? You would be very surprised. And why is that? The story had an unexpected ending. Watch the video to see the details of this famous scandal and how it ended. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any important content about the darkest chapters of our history. The Thai king Bhumibol, nicknamed Rama IX, set records among kings. He was on the throne for 70 years. Bhumibol spent his entire life serving the people, which earned him extraordinary love from his subjects. At first, Prince Bhumibol had no intention of becoming king. After his father died, it was his older brother, Prince Ananda, who was supposed to lead the country. However, in June 1946, Ananda was found dead in his bedroom with a gunshot wound to the head. The young monarch was apparently assassinated in a conspiracy, and the weight of power fell upon Bhumibol, who was only 18 years old. Although Bhumibol ascended the throne, he was not officially crowned. His uncle was appointed regent, and he returned to Switzerland to continue his studies. In his free time, the young prince enjoyed driving his miniature Fiat 500 through the winding Alpine roads. This hobby almost cost him his life and, at the same time, led to the birth of a touching love story. One day, Bhumibol suffered a serious car accident and miraculously survived. He broke his spine, was paralyzed for many months, and lost vision in his right eye. He was implanted with an artificial eye, and since then, he has always worn glasses. During this time, the daughter of the Thai ambassador to Switzerland, Sirikit, took care of him. The two had met before the accident, but this was what truly brought them together. Sirikit was a noblewoman by birth, but she did not hesitate to care for the sick young prince. Bhumibol looked at her with admiration and truly loved her. Sirikit was 17 years old at the time and had a great love for music. This passion ultimately won over the heir to the Thai throne. Bhumibol loved jazz and played the saxophone and clarinet like a virtuoso. Their shared love for music not only brought them together in their youth, but later became the cause of their tragedy. Soon, a whirlwind romance blossomed between the couple. Because of their common interests and the young woman's charm, Bhumibol was certain he had found the person he wanted to spend his life with. He also swore to Sirikit that he would love only her for the rest of his life and never take a concubine. Did he keep his promise? You will find out later. In April 1950, the lovers married, and exactly 1 week later, Bhumibol was officially crowned. As newlyweds, they ascended the throne together, and he received his official name, Rama IX. In the mid-20th century, Thailand was a very poor and underdeveloped country. Once on the throne, the young monarch found meaning in life by improving the state of the country. To do so, he had to radically change the mindset of his people. Instead of growing opium poppies, millions of farmers began planting grains, vegetables, and fruits. The king's fight against drug trafficking caused great discontent among Thailand's elite, including the nobility. Many of them lost their immense wealth due to conspiracies against Rama IX. During his reign, he survived 18 coup attempts and worked with 40 prime ministers. Sirikit was not just the king's wife but also his right-hand woman. Thanks to her excellent education from a young age and her fluency in English and other foreign languages, she quickly developed a talent for diplomacy. This fragile young woman helped the king gain full control over Thailand's military and government. They had 4 children, including Crown Prince Maha, who now rules Thailand. It was a difficult time but also the happiest period of their lives. The subjects adored their monarchs, the king as a father and provider, and the queen as an ideal figure. This idyll lasted for 30 years. Then, the relationship between the royal couple began to cool. The once young and passionate Bhumibol eventually became the stern Rama IX, devoted exclusively to state affairs. But the queen still longed for passionate love and found it outside the family. In the mid-1980s, she was assigned a new bodyguard named Nailamt. He was half Sirikit's age, handsome, and most importantly, he was a talented musician. The queen had a deep love for music, and a secret romance developed between them. Soon, Sirikit believed she was doing nothing wrong. She and her bodyguard stopped hiding their relationship and were seen together in public, paying no attention to others. This continued for a long time because the public dared not speculate openly about the queen's relationship with her bodyguard. But then, rumors spread rapidly. After a while, the king learned of his wife's infidelities. He asked her directly and received an honest response. She was sleeping with another man and saw nothing wrong with it. The queen claimed she had the right to do so because her husband had stopped paying attention to her. So what did King Bhumibol do when he found out about his wife's betrayal? The bodyguard knelt before the monarch in repentance and apologized. But shortly afterward, he was found dead. His official cause of death was listed as a sudden heart attack. However, everyone understood the true cause of the young officer's death. Upon seeing her lover's body, Sirikit fainted and then began to sob. The woman stormed into her husband's office, furious, accusing him of murder. She screamed that she hated him and would never forgive him. Bhumibol watched his wife's outburst with indifference and then simply stated that he had a lot of work to do. Her words did not move him at all. After the death of her bodyguard, Queen Sirikit began living an even wilder lifestyle, bringing many men to the palace. To put an end to her shameful behavior, Rama IX ordered her to be admitted to a clinic for mandatory treatment. Of course, rumors about all this became public. The queen, once respected and admired, lost everything, including her love and fame in Thailand. After several months in the hospital, an exhausted and heavier Sirikit returned to the palace. She knelt before Bhumibol, holding flowers in her hands, and apologized. And although the wounds ran deep, this was enough for the king. Bhumibol forgave his wife and reintegrated her into various public activities. He did not want a divorce and tried to preserve the dignity of the royal family. With this gesture, the king publicly demonstrated his authority and ended his wife's reckless and shameful behavior. Although everything seemed to return to normal, the love they once had was inevitably lost. This neutral and emotionless relationship lasted until Bhumibol's death in October 2016 at the age of 88. In his final years, the king remained devoted to his duties, while Sirikit stayed by his side in public appearances, though more as a symbolic figure than a loving spouse. Prince Maha inherited the throne and continued his father's legacy, though in his own unique style. Sirikit, now titled the Queen Mother, has long retired from public affairs. At 91, her health has deteriorated, and she now spends most of her time surrounded by her grandchildren and attendants. Those who once criticized her behavior now show compassion and have forgiven her past mistakes. Occasionally, she grants interviews, reminiscing about the old days with a mix of nostalgia and sadness. Sirikit reminds us that true nobility lies in the ability to love, forgive, and move forward, no matter the circumstances. If you've made it this far and learned something new from our stories, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Together, we can uncover and remember the truths that history often tries to hide.